All right, we are back. When you arrive...
David, you're on mute.
No, I'm not.
No.
Never. You arrive at this hill, come up through it, skirted in mist, and once you pass through, you hear birds. You are greeted by the scent of sweet-smelling fruit. While you've been walking through muck for so long, there's damp, downy, silvery green moss blanketing a gentle upward slope before it gives way to a craggy ridge that marks the top of the hill. While this map that you're sitting on here is more to get a feel for it. Every tree like this it's not to scale, but this is probably more towards the top of the hill. But there's dozens of enormous willow trees dotting the hillside, and they sway in unison as if there was a breeze, despite there not being one. The hill is about half a mile wide, so it's a fair hike to get to the top.
Is anybody up here?
You follow I'll assume that you're just following the narrow trail leading up to this den of some sort at the top of the hill. And as you start going up, the willow trees to either side of you that you're walking through, they speak in a very low, grumbling voice. Why do you come to the hill?
Did everyone else hear that?
I suppose so.
Who's talking?
You can see left and right. Telemy Hill.
So can we tell? Like the trees are talking? Like they're mouth?
The sound is coming from the trees, and yes, they seem to have a split in their bark or whatever. There's not a face to speak of.
Oh, it's the trees.
This place is getting cooler and cooler.
Ungo's gonna slowly turn and look at the druid.
Celeste?
Hello, trees. Trees talk to me all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are so weirded out about.
Exactly.
Is that we can hear them?
You can hear them?
Yeah.
Oh. These must be
That's the
special
weird
trees.
part.
Hello, trees.
Greetings. You come for jingle jangle. Sounds like a question.
Yes. I don't
Maybe?
know what Jingle Jangle is, but if it's shiny, I want it.
Maybe.
That is all in common, right?
Yes.
Okay.
What is Jingle Jangle?
Jingle jangle is custodian of Telemy.
This is a person.
She is a key master.
Oh. A keymaster. That sounds like somebody that could open this cage.
Hey.
Is she just up at the top? Can we go see her?
She is in seclusion and could do with a nice hot meal.
I have
We
rations.
could all do with a nice hot meal, I think.
Yeah.
And they continue. So jingle jangle, they seem to sense that you're not hostile, or at least they're treating you as if you're not hostile. Jingle Jangle was off 3 days ago and returned battered and bruised, and she hasn't left her hill since.
Maybe we can help her out.
The two top trees sort of move apart a little bit. And in a sort of using the regal voice, not regal as in British accent, but Telemy approves.
Huh?
Feels as if the trees are speaking as if the trees are also the hill.
Not gonna lie, that's pretty low standard for entry. And,
Okay, so cautiously walk towards the dwelling.
Okay, you move up, and the trees allow you to. And it feels like every time you turn around, the trees are a little bit closer to you. You head off, and you never really see them move. But you finally get to a hut at the top of the hill. It's not so much like a four-sided shed. It's more like a pergola or lean-to coming out of the side of the hill, because there's a cave at the top, and this just is a sort of arch, keeping the rain and shelter off people who might be coming to the front door. The front door is shaped like a keyhole.
Ah.
I'm gonna knock.
Okay. You knock, no one comes.
well, there's a keyhole on the keyhole.
There's no keyhole.
Is there a knob?
There is a knob.
Oh,
I think we should just go in.
Hello?
Second rude. What did they say the owner's name was again?
Jingle jangle.
Yeah, Jingle Jangle.
Good jingle. Well, I'll just knock once more, and then and I'll put my hand on the door and just slowly turn it. Does it
Okay.
open?
It does open. I'm just going to move
I'm
you.
just yep. And
Okay.
I'm just gonna slowly, just open the door just slightly. It's good afternoon, Jingle Jangle. This is Bryony. The trees have informed us that you need some maybe medical attention, and as a cleric, I can offer that.
Okay.
Hello.
Look, peering inside, a bit of the light comes in with you, but not much. But you can see a single 10 by 15 room. However, there's stairs directly opposite descending through what is probably a natural cave entrance.
Oh. So it's a room with stairs down.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna open the door.
Okay.
Oh, this is not just a shack. This is an entrance into a dungeon.
Yes. I'm just going to open the door for you guys. Just bear with me for a second before you move off. Because then you'll see the door. There you go. How's that looking now?
It's a little bit in.
Yeah, you can all fit in there if you want to head on in. Stairs descending, and the reason I've blocked it off is just so that you don't, because you can't see flat, they sort of bend a little bit. It's a natural, well, it looks straight here, it's not, it's carved through solid rock.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes kind of like an L shape.
Yeah, or just bends enough that you can't see all the way to the very bottom and beyond. You can't see how far the stairs go.
Sorry.
Okay, well, lead the way. Whoever is going to lead the way.
Celeste?
Sure.
Okay, you head down the stairs.
Is there light down the stairs?
There is some light coming from down the stairs. You can't see the light source, but
Okay.
I'm gonna yell out, "Hello!
Okay.
Is anybody home?"
I'm just going to do the same thing and remove the obstruction that was stopping you from seeing all the way down the stairs. And you move into this large room. There's a couple of couches, a stove. You can see some food and wine, some chests. What looks like a kitchen table type thing, just a simple affair. And there's a string crisscrossing like fairy lights, but instead of fairy lights, there's keys. There's hundreds of keys hanging across the ceiling.
Did you say that there was food on the table?
Yes.
What does the food look like? Does it look like it's been recently put out? Or
No.
does it look a little...
It looks
little
like
rotted?
it looks like it looks okay, but it's not fresh food. It's not freshly picked or anything. It's probably stuff that's been in jars for some time. Pretty meager.
I'm also gonna say before I got off of Gus the Snail, I grabbed Televar and brought him in with me.
Okay, cool. All right. He can be your canary. Canary in the cage, just in case.
So we don't see anybody in here.
Yeah. You hear this some movement from the door that's to the south, and the door opens up, and I will show you a handout. Let's have a look.
Right, its hands will just like instantly go up and like a non-threatening manner. It's like,
yeah, and crowd the door.
Like, yeah, I was like, hi.
And you see a goblin.
Sorry to barge in.
A goblin opens the door, and she has got, I guess, looks a little like Ungo, just as much as any two humans would, but otherwise is quite different. She's got a leather smock type thing that's stitched with keys all over it, and it looks like she's looking a little bit wary because she's got a weapon in one hand, and it's like a flail, but each flail, well, I guess you'll see the picture, has a giant iron lock on it.
So cute. Oh, she's so cute.
And she looks at you, and she's got a few bruises and things on her face. Let's see. And she sort of manages.
Like,
she manages. Sorry. What were you going to say?
I'm just gonna quickly sidestep over to like Argo and just be like, Argo, Argo, this is your time. I don't know if she knows common.
You take in the scene and you hear the sounds of keys jingling. She's got a coat lined with metal keys, and she says, "How might Jingle Jangle unlock a bit of happiness in your lives today?" She sort of she manages a faint smile, but you can tell she's a bit of a wince. She's got a bruised cheek on one side.
Help her out. Hi.
Yeah. Oh. There you are. Oh. She says, you're a goblin.
Yeah, well, basically.
People say that.
Basically.
But listen, these are my friends, and we heard you need help. Maybe? You had a rough time?
She says, yes, I was beset. Set upon by evil brigands.
Oh, I hate brigands.
Rabbit folk. And worst of all, that dastardly Agdon, the one with the long scarf.
Oh! Yeah, we killed him.
You did?
Ungo just blurts that out.
Right.
Yeah, he's no problem. He's done.
You didn't happen to see a bag of truffles?
Truffles? Did anybody see any truffles on this? We got a snail.
They took my truffles.
We've got a bag of statues.
He doesn't
That's
have
about
it.
it.
The Harengon use snails to get around, but Agdon is far faster than that.
Did the one with the scarf get away? Ungo asks the group.
You didn't see one with a scarf.
Oh, we didn't? I thought we did.
You saw, yeah, you saw.
The one with the scarf was the frog in the
He had a scarf.
hot air balloon.
No, we didn't see. Okay, never mind. Oh! Okay. So we talked that through. Oh, never mind. We got some Harengon, but not that one. My mistake.
Ah. Well, if you're ever down by the tollway, just keep away. They're trouble. Cross the street.
We're trouble too.
It's like I am aware that they are trouble.
Cross the street.
I am.
Cross the street when you see them. She says, but I would offer you a meal, but I'm sorry, I don't really have much.
We have carrots that were on the snail.
Ah,
It's true. Give us some carrots.
okay. Well,
Don't you have like a cake that heals people? Somebody have? A cupcake or something?
a potion of healing. That was I think.
So wait, I was gonna offer. I'm just gonna be like, I'm the healer. You got 2 wounds.
Okay.
Yeah, do it.
Maybe.
Because I'm just like,
All right. You go and do a cure wound spell, the first level cure wounds. Is that right?
yep,
Yep. Okay.
yep.
And she's like, oh, I feel like myself again as all of her bruises disappear. And she says, well, thank you very much. If there's any way I can help you, then tell me, what brings you to the land of Hither?
Let's see if she can open that cage.
Yeah,
Yes!
I'm gonna hold up the cage and say, you have lots of keys. Do you have a key that can open this cage?
She says, oh, and this is looks like this is her meat and potatoes for her. And she says, oh, this is a tricky one. This is one of Slackjawed Lorna's cages. And they have bested me before. And she sort of picks it up. And he says, hey, mind how you shake that cage. And as she sort of ignores the dragon within, and gets this laser focus on the cage, she goes off and starts plucking keys from above and trying different ones, and then she ends up going and getting lots of little tools that can fashion a key from scratch by holding them alongside each other. And finally she starts to get all these different sort of powders and things and starts to powder them onto the cage itself. Let's see. And says, and she says, I've got it. And then with a bit of a twist of her wrist, the cage pops open. Ha ha! I'm free at last! Sir Televar comes out and puts his fists on his hips, knuckles his hips, and stands legs apart on the table, wings.
Superman pose.
Yeah, wings straight out, and looks side on, as if he's just letting you regard him.
Full on heroic pose.
Yeah,
And
he's just accomplished a very daring escape
Yeah.
he says,
of the cage.
well, thank you very much, all. It is time for me to return to the summer court with my dire news. However, there are 3 rules of this land: reciprocity, and 2 others that I can't quite recall. However,
Sounds inspiring.
Helpful.
he says, he pulls out his longsword and says, "This has handed me well from my my wagon master days." And you can see he's over the time, he's building up a big image of himself. He's always had a background of perfection, of why he's so perfect at everything. Because he spent time in this, time in that, time in the circus, time in the pirates. But he says, "But however, I bequeath this enchanted blade to you. Use it as you wish. It has served me well. I'm sure it will serve you well." And he hands it over to the group.
The longsword?
It's probably a dagger.
toothpick.
It'd be a dagger in
like
your.
a toothpick. Yeah.
It's probably.
Uh-huh.
So how big was this dragon? Is it like a pseudo dragon?
Yeah, or fairy dragon.
So it's kind of like a toothpick.
Yeah. He says, "Oh no! It will grow to match the wielder, and if one of you grasps it, it will resize, but it won't resize to a full longsword side. It'll resize to fit your hand, and be a dagger."
Mm-hmm.
I'm not much for daggers.
Oh, Ungo looks pretty impressed. Like, what does it do? Is it special?
It hits wraiths particularly well.
Oh.
It's like my super jet. No, wait, I have the breastplate. Give it to Unger.
Yeah. And he says, "Well, but I must off with all haste before something else befalls. I bid you good travels, and maybe we shall meet again. I may return, or as I am requested by the Summer Queen."
Okay. Can we make sure and get some nice? We got good directions on this place, right? Downfall. We don't need him to lead us anymore.
Downfall, and he looks at Jingle Jangle, and Jingle Jangle says, "I know Downfall.
Ah, all right, excellent.
Everyone knows Downfall." And with that, he seems to line up his chakras and mutter something to himself, and he sort of misty steps away between realms.
Oh.
Hey.
Well, shit, we shouldn't open that cage. That guy was useful. I thought it'd be more useful when he was free, you know?
Me too.
He just goes away.
I thought we were all
magic
going to the same
dagger,
place.
bro.
Well, I had a magical pseudo dragon before.
You had a talking pet.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I mean, it wasn't so much as a talking pet. It was
Yeah,
like,
I think there's
for that short period, it's like, well, it was like having a little bundle of sassy information, and now it's just fucking gone.
I feel like there is a word for owning a talking pet. Perhaps that's with an S.
It's familiar.
Yeah, that might be the one.
Super, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what is
Like,
that item I got? Do I to learn later? It's just like a dagger?
Yeah, it is a dagger +1.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
it's right, idiot, man.
And
Just looking, it's like, I cannot believe that dragon just ditched us. You're fucking right. Gonna skin that fucking dragon when I see him next.
so Jingle Jangle talks to you, says, "So tell me, how are you going to tackle this Lorna?"
We don't really know a lot about her.
Yeah. I thought I'd use an arrow.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you well.
Yeah, speaking of which, where do you suppose we should plant that arrow? Like, general direction. Anything would be helpful at this point.
Okay. She unfurls a map and rolls it out and points it out to you. And what I'm going to do is, I think I've got a map as a handout that I could show you. Or even better, let's have a look. Where are you? I'll move you to it.
Oh, map. That's what we need right there.
Okay.
Can you see all that? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
so we are here, I guess.
Yes. Oh well, the hill moves. So no, that's roughly where you've encountered it.
Okay.
The balloon is actually marked on there, surprisingly. But you can draw on the. I presume that you've drawn on this. There's the Queen's Way, the balloon itself, the fungi that you use as stepping stones to get to the bottom. If I shift ping to draw your attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
The Slanty Tower. And then you sort of move through a boggy place, and you can see on the map, it's a bit curious that there's these tubes coming out of the ground. And exactly on this map, some of them show to be spouting water.
Must be
Oh.
Like geysers.
I guess that explains the water level.
You can see the key-shaped hill, although I guess there's a little hut built on top of it now, but when the map was drawn, it was just a key on the side of a hill with a road going up to it. And the hill's drawn with feet rather than it just sort of drifting. But, who knows? And if we scroll further up, there's a place that seems to... There's like a spider web of walkways in a much more boggy place with a giant tree drawn. Obviously, this is all not to scale, but this is called the Brigand's Tollway and is the domain of the Brigand Prince of Prismere, Agdon Longscarf.
Brigand Prince.
Yes.
Sounds legitimate.
Jangles, what is this area right here?
Well, that's to reflect the inn. But who knows where it actually is? It moves about.
The inn moves about, or
Yes.
your mountain moves about.
Oh, they're both.
Okay. So, is anywhere somewhere on this map a place where we could find our I already forgot her name. Balorna?
Bavlorna.
Balorna, yes.
Bavlorna's lives in the Soggy Court, and she points to this soggy lake area on the other side of Brigand's Tollway.
So we're here?
Like
No.
that?
Here.
Yeah.
Oh, that over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Next to the mountains.
Uh-huh.
What was it called?
Soggy Court.
Soggy Court. I think that's where the amphibious fellow was originally from.
He was.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay. Let's try to get my bearings looking this map. How far do you reckon that is? Or how many days of travel would it take us?
It's hard to say. Maybe you'd need to sleep a couple of times before you got there.
Are there any friendly people between here and there? Or is it all bandits and monsters?
No, there's the bandits are to be avoided, but anything can be a friend and anything can be a monster. You need to just obey the 3 rules.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
What are the
Okay.
3 rules?
Let's see.
Reciprocity.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, because we got 1, and then he forgot the last 2.
Oh, I see.
Very unhelpful.
Right. Let's see. I'll get there.
Reciprocity,
Okay.
mnemonic devices.
There's the rule of reciprocity, and when a friend or an enemy or a stranger offers you a gift, you are obliged to accept it and offer something of comparable value, be it a gift or a service, in return. Such reciprocation doesn't need to happen straight away, but it must be done. It's the rule. It's the rule of ownership as well. You must not steal from a friend, an enemy, or a stranger.
Is that the second rule?
That's the second rule. To take something that doesn't belong to you without the rightful owner's permission is a crime, unforgivable, a breach of etiquette.
Mm-hmm.
And she's... Yes?
Well, I mean, he was dead.
Well,
I'm just
Talavar
like-
said you can
And I
go
was
ahead
just
and
like
take
thinking about it. Yeah, and I'm like just thinking, I was like, oh, she's just like running her fingers across the breastplate. I was like, well, I mean, I did get permission before I took it.
Yeah.
And he was
Kind
dead.
of
He did
the
not say
dragon
no.
offered it to
Yeah.
you, so it would have been rude to, would have broke the first rule to not accept it.
Yep. It was effectively sell it to Televars at that point. But she says that's why these... I can't see how, with the rules still in place, the hags tolerate these brigands. They violate the rule openly.
Yeah, we've noticed.
Um,
What about the third rule?
The rule of hospitality. When a friend, an enemy, or a stranger enters your home, you are expected to be gracious and accommodating to them until such time as they prove by their words, their actions, undeserving of such hospitality. And she looks down at her flail with these giant iron locks. So it looks like when you guys came in, she sort of offered you to come in and welcomed you, which is the rule of hospitality. But you know, the instant when you showed that you were undeserving of that graciousness, then you know she was ready to clock you.
We showed that we were deserving of that graciousness because we
Yeah.
offered food and we healed her. And she helped us! Yay!
When Zybilna ruled, few of her subjects dared to violate them. Those
What
who
happened to Zybilna?
Those who did
Sorry.
disappear, those who violated the rules disappeared without a trace, and now the coven... The rules are in force, but circumstances are different. They seem to be flexible on the ownership one, at least.
Do you know what happened to Zybilna?
Yeah, what happened?
No, she was the queen, and then there was the hags saying she was not, and no one knows where she is.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Well,
What does the bill look like?
A beautiful human lady. She wore fabulous gowns. Jingle Jangle looks down at her sort of leather key jerkin.
Okay, cool.
She had dark hair, but with a shock of silver.
Cool. Keep a lookout for that.
Okay.
Well, I guess we should keep going.
Yep.
Do you have any advice? Just anything you can think of might help us on our way.
Just if you do encounter Agdon and you find my chime, you're welcome to borrow it and return it to me later.
That's the Harengan Egdon?
Yeah.
Harengan brigand with a long scarf?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Was that the Prince of Prismere, or is that a different person?
Yeah, the bandit prince.
And what does he have of hers?
A chime. A chime.
Charm.
Yeah.
And also her...
Charm
her
or chime?
Chime. A chime.
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 I bet it's full of keys.
They took my truffles too.
Truffles. Horrible.
Oh.
Are the truffles special?
Are there truffles?
They're a delicacy, very hard to find, and I had a large bag. They said by the rules of reciprocity, I had to give them the truffles and they would give me my life.
Oh,
Whoa,
that doesn't sound
how rude
fair.
is that? That is not fair.
No. That's what I said, and here I am. Truffleless.
I am gonna skin that fucker.
One more question from me, but perhaps a little odd. But perhaps, have you seen a cub, or maybe a crone, displacer beast?
Let's see.
Or an owlbear.
Or an owlbear.
She hasn't heard or seen of a great black tentacle panther, if that's what you describe as, because she'd probably ask you what a displacer beast is.
Yeah.
Owlbear, she's heard of them, but not known of them in Hither.
Okay.
She says they seem like forest creatures to me.
Do you have an extra copy of this map that we could take with us?
Yeah, she says...
Ungo's got an extra copy in his head.
Yeah. Yep, so...
It's not that I don't believe you, it's just I'd rather have, a visual.
Uh-huh.
So what you can do is she's got paper and pencils and pens and things. You could do a drawing of it, or ask her to do a bit of a drawing of it. She's got very high, sleight of hand, and she'd be able to do. It wouldn't be like this, a painting, but it would be accurate. She explains to you that the things like the pathways and these streams and things aren't to scale or accurate. They're representative, that there's a meandering river and that there's a web of walkways. But she says you can't miss their hideout, the huge stump. They say the tree used to be 100 feet across.
Well, is it?
Yeah, very doubting your ability.
Ungo, you looking at this map.
Memorizing it.
Are very confident. Looking at the map that Jingle Jangle has drawn for you, you're confident that drawn map is a match to the other map.
Oh, nice work. Very nice.
Yeah.
Couldn't have done better myself.
She says if you are coming back this way, Ungo, maybe we could have dinner.
Whoa. Yeah, I'm hungry too.
All right.
It's like, I ship it.
I don't. It's not really very comfortable here, and I don't have a lot of room. But you're welcome to take a rest on the hill if you wish.
What?
Okay, good. That was my next question.
Do you know where the hill's going?
I will ask it not to go until the morning.
Oh.
You can tell it to go closer to where we need to go.
I can just head that way.
Well, the hill is the hill. I'm its custodian. Okay, so get a long rest.
Cool.
Before we go to take a long rest, I would like to grab someone with dark vision.
Yep.
And good set of eyes, and try to scout the area from the top of the hill, like how far we can see something.
Now or in the morning, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always the same kind of.
Yeah.
Light,
It's always dim light. Yep.
So is there anything you can spot that will locate us on the hill within the map?
I'll mark it. So there's the hill there.
So based on the terrain on the map
There.
and where we came from.
You're pretty much a little bit further north
Yeah.
than where you are, than where the map is drawn.
Okay.
Oh.
Now, we're above the mist, though, so we won't be able to see anything below the mist from here, right? Like
No,
any features?
So you're down in that section.
If we go outside and look around, can I see anything? Like maybe the bridge
no.
or the tree stump?
No, remember it's a day away, so you're looking at a day's march, a day's walk
Uh-huh.
in twilight.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So nothing. This is the thing with Hither, is that there's no really just big distinguishing landmarks. Things like mountains and so on. You can tell that there's mountains to the west of you, to the east.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it. Even the causeway, you might see as a bit of a line on the horizon, but darker or lighter or whatnot. But there's not a. Even that was, I think, 80 foot or so tall.
You seem to have a knack for this sort of thing. Is there a way you could at least vaguely pinpoint north?
Well, based on the map, based on this map, if north is up, then we came from that way, and he points in that direction. When we're over here, and then the bridge is over, it's probably that way.
Okay, so if you go that way, I guess we should encounter a rivulet. River?
Looks like it.
Stream. I guess as long as we follow that, we should be relatively certain that we can arrive at the Brigand's outpost.
She said we'd see the stump.
Okay.
Yeah. That seems reasonable. Follow the river and look for the stump.
Celeste,
Who lives in these houses here? And I point to the 3 little houses on the map.
Oh,
At the inn?
yeah, I think that's the inn.
Yeah.
Oh,
What about this one over here in the
They
end
call
of
it.
the river?
I don't know. I haven't been up that way. It's curious though. She says the inn is called the inn at the end of the road.
Uh-huh. And then there appears to be a castle in the clouds in the far distance. Is that Zabilna's castle?
Well, it's yes, because if you think of the 3 realms as being like pieces of a pie, then for a much larger domain, and I guess Zabilna used to live in the middle in a castle, in a princess fairy castle in the clouds.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it sounds a bit like she's guessing.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Awesome.
You can see a scale in miles down the bottom. And Celeste, you are very confident that having now seen the stars and navigating which way's north on this map, because there's a north point down the bottom, you can navigate by the stars, and because there's no cloud cover, no moon to blot out the faint ones from time to time. It's pretty. It's actually perfect navigational weather. So you can leave these twittering birds and head off the next morning, being long rested, fully healed up.
Oh yeah, Pearl's recovered.
Changing spells.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we'll just go to another.
Yeah, that's a great point. If you're not used to playing a divine caster, you can change your prepared spells now.
Yes.
Yep. Paladin to druid as well, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Gotta keep killers.
Meanwhile, I'll talk up Jingle Jungles.
Okay.
And
any general topic, or
yes, listen, I have a friend with me. I'm afraid this soggy marshes is probably not good for his skin and general well-being. So I thought I could leave him with you if you don't mind, and I'll offer my pet mouse
Okay.
as a companion.
Right.
Jingle jangle.
I thought you were about to dump a head on the table.
Me too.
Okay.
Urchin background. You can come. You get a pet mouse as an option.
Okay. She's overjoyed at having a companion. And she'll look after... What's its name?
Steven.
Okay. You'll have to write that in the chat for me. Okay. And you leave your pet mouse behind with Jingle Jangle. You're fully rested, you head off. Now, before we go any further, I just wanted to go, and I know we didn't start had about almost a half hour delay. It's been that's 8:30, 11:30, so we've just gone over 3 hours now, but I guess it's also getting pretty late. So I'd be wary of starting any other combat or anything, and I think it might be a good time to call it here.
I think so.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, in that case, hopefully, when we took our break, everything, all the IT worked. So I don't know what's going on there, but hopefully we can get next session kicking off just like the second half of this does. All they did was start everything back up again, and it all just worked. So I don't know what's going on.
That's just PCs and
it's yeah. So sorry about that, but good to put in some miles in the Feywild, or not quite what you think of Feywild, but work out your arms against those giant snakes.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
And now you've got a bit of direction and a map too.
Yeah, and potential safe space to rest.
Yes, yeah.
So the
we
bit
know
with the
the
mouse.
rules.
Yeah, the bit with the mouse. I was trying to follow the rules. Like,
Right.
We give us so much information. We don't have any information for her, so
Yeah.
as a companion.
Yep. You wouldn't want to knocking on the door saying, "Hey, you know how you gave me that thing?"
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll sign off here. Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
You guys later.
Yeah.
See you next
Thanks.
fortnight.
Yeah.